In this video, we are going to look at the prohibited conduct of discrimination arising from disability. Unique to the protected characteristic of disability, discrimination arising from disability happens when you are treated unfavourably because of something that has arisen as a consequence of your disability. With direct discrimination, you have to show that any less favourable treatment is because of disability. But in some cases, an individual has not been treated worse because they are disabled, but because of something that has arisen as a consequence of their disability. For example, a person who has a disability that requires regular toilet breaks is disciplined for time away from their work. The reason for the treatment is not because of their disability, but for something that has arisen as a consequence of their disability. This too is a form of discrimination and, if proven, is unlawful under the Equality Act. Unlike direct discrimination, there is no need to compare your treatment with another person. You only need to show that the treatment is unfavourable. Sometimes it is not unlawful to treat you unfavourably. If, for example, an employer or a service provider can show very good reasons for treating you in this way, they could attempt to justify the treatment. This is known as objective justification, and for an act not to be discrimination, it has to be shown to be necessary and proportionate. There is also some interaction with the reasonable adjustment duty. If, for example, an employer attempts to justify treating an individual unfavourably, it would be discriminatory if reasonable adjustments could have resolved the issue. As an example, if a person is disciplined for not being available to work flexible shifts due to urgent medical appointments, the reason for the treatment is the unavailability of the individual and not because they are disabled. Also, the employer could look at whether a reasonable adjustment to the policy of flexibility could be made and whether this would not significantly impact vital business needs. The disciplinary could trigger a claim for discrimination arising from disability, and also the individual could explore whether the employer failed to make reasonable adjustments. With these complex issues, we would recommend seeking advice from us so we can work together to understand the reasons for the treatment and whether any adjustments have been discussed. For further advice about discrimination arising from disability and how the rest of the Equality Act works, call us free on 0808 800 0082 or visit the website equalityadvisoryservice.com.